And welcome back to What a Story. Today's guest is a comic and promoter in the GTA area. And I'm going to screw up his name, but here we go. Sohan Segara.
Close enough. How you doing, buddy?
Not bad. Sorry, man. How long have you been doing comedy?
I think 2 years this weekend.
Oh, cool. And how long have you been running shows?
Pretty much since the start.
Okay. So
Yeah,
what got you into comedy?
so many things,
That's
right? Um,
cool.
I guess I don't know. It's one of those things I always wanted to do. But then I also wanted to have kids and a family, so I did that. And then the kids got old enough that I could start going out at night again. And then I was down in LA at the Comedy Store just watching, and it kind of reignited my passion for comedy. Because when back in the day, I used to go to Yuck Yucks, every weekend before I got married and all that sort of thing. So yeah, reignited the passion, and it's also just it's easier now. Like back then, I didn't even know you could become a comic,
Yeah.
right?
A
Like
lot of people don't know. Like, they're just like, so what are the steps? Well, you hit an open mic, you bomb, and then you go back.
right? No, but the thing is, I think in the late '90s, early 2000s, it wasn't like now where we didn't have the internet telling us where every open mic was. There wasn't a million open mics. You had to kind of get on a Yuck Yucks open mic. I think it was different. So nobody knew really, unless you had a friend who was a comedian who was like, yeah, come. It wasn't
Yeah.
as easy to figure out how to get into.
Yeah. That's true. That's very
'Cause
true.
when did you start? Like mid, like to 2010-ish?
Oh no. I remember doing a set when the Twin Towers came down.
Oh shit!
And that night was a gong show.
I bet
That night was
you were back in Vancouver at the time.
no, I was in Toronto. But
Okay.
yeah, it was brutal. So Zahan, what's your story?
It's actually funny you mentioned the Twin Towers. It
Okay.
was me. No, because my story actually is like right after that, right? When racism was kind of at an all time high against brown people in the states.
Mhm.
You know, pre now, of course, because I don't know who they hate right now, but they seem to hate a lot of people. Um, and I was going down to where are we going? We're going to Titusville, Pennsylvania for a golf
Okay.
trip. My buddy's dad lived in Ohio, and this place is kind of in between where he lived. And we found this little golf resort. And it was $150 US for the whole weekend, including food and golf.
That's a
Right?
good price.
What a deal, right? So we're actually going to do it again this year because we were just talking, and now it's only like 260 or something, which is still a damn good price,
Yes.
right? So when I got to the border, they stop us at the border and call us inside, right? And the guys I'm with, my buddy Andy, who's like 6'6" white dude, and then his buddy, whose name I can't, Ryan, another like 6'2" white guy, and then me. And all we have in the back is like golf clubs, and we're dudes, like maybe some backpacks with underwear and socks and some basic shit, right?
Yeah.
So they pull us over, we go in, they pull me to the side. Well, we're sitting there for a while first, and then I remember vividly Ryan goes, he's like, "Hey man, if a plane crashes at the border, the Canadian-U.S. border, where do they bury the survivors?" Joke. If
Yeah.
the answer is you don't bury survivors, but I just look at him and go, I wouldn't know anything about that. Why are you asking me that? I don't know about plane crashes. And then we go down. We're sitting there, and then they pull me to the back, and they start questioning me. Like, have you ever been to America before? I'm like, yeah, lots of times. Okay, what are you here for? We're going golfing. Okay. And then there's like, have you ever been denied access? No. And then they ask the same questions again, same answer. And again, same answers. And again, like 15 times.
Okay.
Right. And then I just got angry. I'm like, I don't know what you want from me, but these are the fucking answers. Like, how come you're not interviewing my white friends? Right. And they're like, you can go now. Right. And then we get to Titusville and we're golfing and we're having a good time. And we were like, oh, you know what? Let's hit up a bar one night, right? Like the Saturday night or something. Let's go see if there's any local girls or, you know, and it's such a big city.
Yeah.
So we get down to the bar and like we walk in, and just a bunch of dudes in there, and they're all like hunters. Like they got that look with the hunting jackets, the big beards, that sort of thing. And we walk in, everyone just stops drinking and stares at me, right? Just turn the old head. So I like just took off my watch, handed it to my buddy Andy, and I just walked up to the bar. I was like, Budweiser, please. And I drank that quickly, and I was like, let's get the fuck out of here before these guys kill me.
Do you think tensions have lightened up down there or
Well, I don't think they care about brown people like Indian, Middle Eastern people as much right now. I think right now it's all the Mexican stuff, right?
yeah.
Not that
Yeah.
they, I mean, it just depends where you are. Well, I've never, like, that's the only time, I've been to the States so many times. That's the only time I felt any real racism from like the general public. Usually, even if they're racist, they hide it pretty good,
Yeah.
right? They're friendly and nice and, you know.
Which I find is more offensive than because if you're racist, just be a racist so we know you're an idiot. But when
Well, I
you're
mean,
a
now
polite
it's
racist,
it's it's easy to tell now. They just have a MAGA hat on, right?
yeah, yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, but yeah, just polite racism. I find is like just idiot. It's like
But the thing is, nobody wants trouble, right?
no,
But the time when people like act all tough is when they're in a big group or they've been drinking or something. No one's ever just sitting there going, "Oh, look, a black guy or a brown guy. I'm going to go fight him." Like that's just not.
yeah,
Yeah, you know. I'm sure back in like the early 1900s when if you weren't white, you had to use a different water fountain and stuff. They would have been like, "What are you doing using that water fountain? This is ridiculous." Maybe back then when they had a little more clout.
yes,
It's not because they were white, everyone had to listen to them,
yeah.
right? But nowadays, I don't think so much.
Okay. So thank you for your story. I mean, I can't imagine what that'd be like going down the States at that time. But what's your socials if people want to stalk you?
Uh, People should stalk me. It would make me really happy. It's all my socials are Zahan Comedy, Zahan Comedy. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Okay, cool. And again, thank you for coming on the show. Um, and I see you're enjoying the beautiful Canadian weather, which is the first snowfall of the year.
Well,
Oh, and the
we had
snow's
our snow
gone.
over here. Yeah, our snow was here 3 days ago, and today it rained, so snow melted.
Oh, sweet. All right, so hon, I will see you around the scene, and I'll talk to you later.
Good to chat with you, buddy. Take care. Bye.
See ya.